Hi, I'm Sandy Genovese and welcome to this episode of the Ellison Education video series. Well, we are going to look at using mobiles today in order to associate numbers with quantities of objects and then also to be able to classify those objects into the different names of the objects based on their attributes. So if you look at this one here, I haven't added everything to it yet, but right now I've got three-dimensional cubes and I have square-based pyramids. I'm going to add triangle-based pyramids, but the numbers of projects or the numbers of skills that you can practice with your students is many. You can talk, for instance, about counting each of the objects and asking them how many objects are dangling from the mobile. You could ask them how many blue objects. If you're looking at the blue object, you could ask them, what is its name? You could ask, how many sides does the object have? If you wanted to, you could even, before it becomes part of the mobile, you could leave it open and the kids could practice volume by doing something like pouring rice inside and helping them to understand the difference between area and perimeter, which is flat, and volume, which is dimensional. All of this just using these three-dimensional shapes as well as the mobile, which is created out of just a basic spiral. So in order to start, we're going to start creating the three-dimensional shapes. So if we're going to cut this particular die, you may know it as an all-star or as a Biggs Classroom Series. Either way, it's a steel rule die that's encased in plastic, and I'm going to cut it in the Big Shot Pro. That means that I need to use the adapter pad that comes with the machine, and there are pictures on there that indicate when using this die I need to add the crease rule, and then I need to add the die itself. I would take the papers that I'm going to be cutting. This is, I think, 5 different colors of construction paper. Remember, you're going to have lots of them on the mobile, so cut lots at one time. And then I'm going to put the cutting pad over the top. And then all I need to do is roll it through. And if you're using this All-Star or Biggs die, you can also use the All-Star Superstar machine. But when I pop them out, you can see I've got lots and lots of great dies, and the perforation is already there for you to begin the folding. Now I've pre-cut some, but this time I've cut them out of lamination just to make that even more sturdy. So here is one that I've cut that's yellow, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to use the perforation on the die as an indicator for me so I know where to fold. Now I would normally fold every single one of these and I'd fold them all the same direction. Here's one where I've already folded everything. I folded them all as mountain folds, and then because it's laminated, regular adhesive might not stick too well, so I have double stick tape on these 3 tabs. The other place that has a tab on the die is right here on this triangle. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull this around and cover that tab so that I can push down on the double stick tape to begin to get what you can see as the square base pyramid. But I haven't attached the base yet. At this point, I want to add the thread that it's going to hang from. So here is some black thread, and I picked black so it would really show up, and I've just got it threaded through a needle, and I'm going to just poke it through the top and pull it all the way through. I'll get rid of the needle because I'm not going to need that. I always keep the thread lots extra long until I'm done with the project because it's easier. Now I can go ahead and I can close up this geometric solid. So I'm going to just using my fingers, because remember I've already folded once on each one of those folds. So now I'm just pushing it together and I'm just using my finger pressure in order to engage the adhesive, the double stick tape, in order to create this really cool shape. Here's a couple of different pyramids, square base pyramids that I've created. Now in order to attach it to the spiral, I would take, and whether it's SureCut or whether it's All-Star or Biggs, they're all available in this spiral shape. And the spiral comes without the holes because you may want to use it for something else. But if you're using it for a mobile, you're going to go back, and I just use a paper punch, and I'm going to punch one hole in the center where I'm going to hang the ribbon, and then I would punch all along the path of the spiral. I would punch holes. I'm going to take the dimensional shapes, these 3-dimensional polygons, and I'm going to poke the thread through the hole. I'll pull it with my hand, and then I'll just take a sheet of stickers. I think I'll take this red circle and I'm going to cover over so that it's going to hold that in place. And what I normally do is I pull this up and I look to see if that's where I want that to hang. If that's the good distance, then I'm going to go back with my scissors and I'll trim off the excess. It's much easier to give yourself lots of extra thread that you can always trim off later. Once I'm finished with that one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut a triangle-based pyramid, and I'll cut cubes and any other geometric solids that you want. If you look back here, you can see at the finished mobile how fun they all look together, and all of the fun things that we talked about that you could practice, where you're looking at the different colors, how many sides each shape has, how many cubes are there, how many shapes altogether. You know, creating mobiles using geometric solids, it's an activity that you can really count on for teaching everything from cardinality to volume.